joining us on Knn News Network. Today we have a special program on hurricanes and what to prepare for. So what exactly is a hurricane? A hurricane is a large rotating storm with high wind speeds. Hurricanes form over tropical waters. Hurricanes will have winds of at least 74 miles per hour. If less, then considered a tropical storm. The eye of a hurricane, shown here, is an area in which it has a low pressure system. Another name for a hurricane is a tropical cyclone. Tropical waters must be at least 80 degrees Fahrenheit for up to 165 feet below the ocean surface. Hurricanes come with tornadoes, winds, lightning, thunder, and heavy rain. As you can see here, you have the resemblance of a hurricane rotating. The frequency of a hurricane is about 11 storms per season and about 16 per year. About 6 of those storms end up as hurricanes. Others end up as tropical storms. Hurricanes usually occur from June 1st through November 30th. Based on data from 1851 through 2017, you can see that storms and hurricanes usually occur in September. Hurricanes can form in the Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, and Caribbean Sea. They have places in the Atlantic and Gulf of Mexico coastal areas. They also happen in Puerto Rico, Hawaii, and the borders of the Pacific Ocean. Hurricanes can happen on the other side of the world too, forming over tropical and warm waters hitting the coasts. So, hurricanes can affect lands a lot. Hurricanes have fast winds which can destroy homes and buildings. When a hurricane strikes a coastal area, it brings a lot of hazards. These hazards include heavy rains, high winds, a storm surge, and even tornadoes. Storm surge pushes seawater on shore during a hurricane, flooding towns near the coasts. Heavy rains cause flooding in inland places as well. To measure the magnitude of a hurricane, meteorologists use a system called the Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale, which will be explained later. Hurricanes cause thousands or even millions of dollars in damage. Hurricane Katrina was the most costly hurricane, with $160 billion in damage costs. As far as safety, if a hurricane is coming toward your area, evacuate. Go to another state or county that will not be affected by the hurricane so that you will be safe. If evacuating, you should pack a hurricane kit. I suggest packing important documents, water, money, passports, and a first aid kit. So, the Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale is hurricane winds are measured using the Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale. The scale was made in the late 1960s and later developed in the 1970s. It uses measurements in pressure, wind potential, and damage potential to put hurricanes into 5 categories. So meteorologists need a way to predict hurricanes and which way they're going. So one way is to use radars and satellite images. They can help meteorologists see where their hurricane is, and after multiple images, they can see which way the hurricane is going. Meteorologists can predict a hurricane with wind speed, cold and warm fronts, and more. When a cold and warm front collide, they can create hurricanes or bad storms over the water. So now let's look at Hurricane Matthew, a storm that hit in 2016. So, Hurricane Matthew recap. It formed on September 28, 2016. It made its way to the Bahamas, Cuba, and Haiti, hitting as a Category 5 storm. It then made its way up to the coast of Florida as a Category 4 storm. It later went up north to the Carolinas and hit as a Category 2 storm. So even though Florida had a 24-hour warning to evacuate, there were still many effects. 1.125 million people were affected, and it destroyed 200,000 homes. An estimated $2.8 billion in damage, and it killed at least 29 people. Here's the video of the effect of Hurricane Matthew on Haiti. thank you for joining us on this program of COT News Network.